Welcome to Knicks Homecourt with your host. My name is Greg Armstrong. We're going to talk about free agency, not all free agency, basically KD and Kyrie going to the Brooklyn Nets. You know, now that cooler heads are prevailing. We're going to talk about the 6 players that the Knicks have signed coming up right now on Knicks Homecourt. Alright, let's jump right into it. The Knicks did not sign Kevin Durant or Kyrie. All year long, we were being told that this is where they were going to go, to the Knicks. And then KD got hurt. So instead, they end up signing with the Nets. And as I said in the previous video, sometimes, I didn't say this exact words, but I'm going to say it now. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And today I'm not upset. I wasn't upset when it happened. I was actually nervous that the Knicks were going to sign him. I was nervous, but I was nervous because on one hand, I was like, you know what, take a chance. Then on the other hand, I was like, wait a minute, if Kyrie's going to Brooklyn, who are we bringing Durant with? You know, who's going to fit his timeline? And then he's going to miss an entire year. So that's a whole year of the press having fun with this. Come on, I don't know if that would have been a good thing. In Brooklyn, it fits perfect. Kyrie's there. Kyrie's going to be completely entertaining. He's going to be dropping 30 points a game. He's going to be spectacular. No doubt. And that's going to provide some shade to Kevin Durant. He's not going to have to worry about it like that, missing that whole year. Being here at the Garden, I don't know. He may not have to worry about it, but then that very next year, the expectations will be through the roof. I still believe that. I think that Brooklyn made this signing also to take the back page, to also, win New York. But they don't realize that that's never really going to happen. Their fan base right now is probably 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? Young. They have to grow up within it. You know, they have to grow up in it. You don't really take other teams' fans. It just doesn't work that way. It usually doesn't work that way is what I'm saying. I'm a Yankee fan. They went through years of sucking. I didn't say I'm going to be a Mets fan and when the Mets were good. No. It doesn't work that way. Not only that, when I looked at the back page of the newspaper, it was all about what the Knicks didn't get. They were saying what the Nets got, but it was more or less the Knicks didn't get it. So, and I don't know, it just was weird to me. So anyway, let's talk about the people the Knicks did sign. And I will be getting back to the Kevin Durant thing. Like I said, you signed him for 4 years. It's not really 4 years. It's 2.5 years. So you do the math on that. He's making over about, I don't know, a lot of money per year if you base on games that he's going to play. Maybe it's worth it for the Nets. Maybe they make a championship run. Good for them. But the Knicks need sustained excellence. The Knicks need structure. The Knicks need a team. You need to build a team. You need an infrastructure. And now they're finally going about that the right way. I don't love all of the signings, but one signing I do love is the Julius Randle signing. The one I called in the last video because I think that he's 24. He's coming into his own right now. He's coming into his own, and he's also expanded his jump shot out into the three-point land. He either shoots threes or he scores in the paint, just like how you want your big guy to be. He can play a center position in small ball lineup. It will hurt your defense, no doubt. But if you're talking about a small ball lineup for a certain period of time in the game to get the offense going, something like that, yeah. I've liked Julius Randle all the way back to his college days. I've always liked Julius Randle. I think that, he can handle the ball on the break. He's a power forward that actually can bring the ball down the court. Not, I'm talking about like if he can get a rebound and he can push it. Those are good players to have. And if you put him at the center position, that's going to be dangerous for people. Just like I said, for periods of time during the game. And he's good for pick and rolls. And we have a pick and roll player in Dennis Smith. And one we just signed in Elfrid Payton. And there's a problem with both of those players. I will get to that. Matter of fact, I'll talk about it now. The problem I have with those two guys is that both of those guys are not shooters. They're both similar type. They both penetrate. They both go to the hole. Elfrid Payton is a hell of a passer and a good defender. So you know what? Dennis Smith better watch out for a starting spot. He better watch out for a starting spot. Elfrid Payton's not a bum. I mean, he's not a great player. He should be a bench player. So that's bad if he's starting. I got to say that. Dennis Smith, you're in year 3. A lot of Knicks fans, all the Knicks fans that wanted Dennis Smith instead of Ntilikina, well, he's here now, and you're going in year 3. We want to see a D'Angelo Russell from you. We want to see you blow up. But anyway, I still think that was a good signing, for the money they gave up. Then they signed Portis. Well, I'm not going in order. They signed Portis, and I think that's another good signing. Another guy who can stretch the floor. He can shoot from 3. He's not a great three-point shooter. That's not the point. You have to guard him. Because I just saw the whole finals of Siakam, who is a really good player turning into a star, who really doesn't have a real good three-point shot, but he was shooting it. Because he definitely was missing that corner shot often. But he still was shooting it, and he can shoot it. And you need players that are a threat from there. Eventually, they will hit a few, you know what I'm saying? So, Julius Randle could do that. Portis in a small ball lineup, he can play center as well. But you have Mitchell Robinson there. So, because we have Mitchell Robinson, and that's it. No power forwards, no bigs. So now we got some toughness down low. And also signing Taj Gibson is very important. Taj Gibson is not a punk. And you need sometimes some oomph on your team. You need somebody on your team. He might just be on the bench. He might play 15 minutes a game, 20 minutes a game, hard foul, take a flagrant here and there. You know what I'm saying? He's there for that. You need that. You need that. These are professional players. These are not one-year deals that I did not. Even though they can, I think a couple of them, they have a team option in the second year. That's in the Knicks' favor. That's fine. They didn't have to think about it. Before, when he did the 1 years, they had player options. So basically, when they signed Beasley, they were begging him. I think they gave him a player option. You know what I'm saying? So this is totally different. They have team options, which means if the players are great this year, and the players do well, and maybe we win 30 to 35 games, they can continue them on to the next year and have continuance. Because I think that's really important for the Knicks to have. It's continuance. The same team, the same rosters. They're bringing back the same young guys. That's good. All right. So I like the signing of Taj Gibson, not from a basketball perspective, but you always need that veteran. You always need that. Then you got Bullock, sharpshooter. You got Ellington, another sharpshooter. So it looks like the Knicks are trying to come into the modern NBA. It looks like we're going to see some pick and roll, pick and pop, three-point shooting. And let me tell you something. The Knicks may not be great defensively. They may not even be a great team, but I'm going to tell you one thing about the three-point ball. It evens the score. It evens the game. If the Knicks are going to become a team that's going to shoot, 30 to 35 three-pointers a game and play an up-tempo game, it's going to be fun to watch. And they're going to win some games that way because that evens things. So if Dennis Smith can penetrate relentlessly and score, because we need him to average 17, 18, 19 points. If he becomes that kind of threat, that makes these shooters much better. And I haven't even mentioned RJ Barrett. So I'm not saying the Knicks are going to be a playoff team. I'm saying the structure. It looks like the Knicks are trying to come into the modern NBA. And it looks like this season, it's almost like Fizdale said, give me some players so I can run the system I want to run. I think that now, This season, Fizdale's on the clock. I'm not saying playoff. I'm talking development, improvement, style of play. What is going to be, because now you just signed 6 players. So what is going to be your style of play now? Now we need to see, not only us, other NBA players need to see what kind of structure are we putting forth, what kind of team we're going to play. What kind of brand of basketball are we going to bring forward? You can do this now with these players. No, again, like I said, they're a young team. Randall's 24. These guys are young. What style of play are you going to do? And then the 2 guys I liked about those 2 wing players, Ellington and Bullock, is they're decent defenders. At least they're try-harders. I like to say try-harders, call them try-hards. They try hard on defense. They're not giving up. They're fighting. But these are pro players. But make no mistake about it. They are support players. They are support players. They are not, Randall, he would be playing on a playoff team. He's good enough to be on a playoff team. I wouldn't say as the second best or maybe even the third best guy, if I'm being honest, because I'm talking about on the championship team. Oh, that's another level. Only the best get there. But you have to start with your infrastructure. And I like what the Knicks did. They signed guys who are going to be here, who are going to be invested, who are not going to be like Julius Randle's thinking about trying to be a star. That's what he's thinking. He's not thinking about his next contract right now. None of these guys are going to be thinking about, oh, I got a 1-year deal and hope they have a good heart. Those things don't work. Now it's a little different. Some of these guys have these 2-year deals with team options, meaning it's still like a 1-year deal, but instead of impressing the NBA, you got to impress the team. You can't leave. They can't leave. If they do well, they cannot leave. Only way they can leave is the Knicks say they don't want them. So the Knicks are in control of this team. If they feel like it's growing, they also can take, like, say, Ellington or Bullock or whatever, say they have a really good year, or Portis or one of them. They can also, in the last year, say, you know what, we're going to extend it early before the price gets, outrageous or anything like that. So I think they're in it. I think they made, I think they made some very shrewd moves. Nothing to cheer about, nothing like that. But if you think about teams like Indiana Pacers, when they made that trade with Paul George, everybody was like, and look at that team. Sabonis is a good player. Good player. You need good players. You need stars to win championships. You need good players to win. And Sabonis is a good player. Oladipo didn't even hardly play last year, and they went to the playoffs. They're going to be a playoff team this year coming up. You build with what you have. These guys are good. You build with what you have. And so the Knicks should be, I think they're going to hover around the 10th seed. I think that's the 10th, 9th. They're going to flirt a little bit, maybe early. But they probably might settle into like a 10th, maybe even 11th seed. Because if you look at the East, it's stacked now. Miami Heat, they getting Jimmy Butler. They're going to be in the playoffs. Orlando Magic, they're still pretty decent, and they were in the playoffs last year. Atlanta Hawks added a lot of good players. The East is coming. And everybody says, oh, it's uneven, but the East keeps winning the championships. That's funny. The West is not dominating in the number of championships. They're not. They're dominating in wins in the regular season. But when it comes to championships, even during Golden State's run, Cleveland won. Then you have Miami's run. What I want to see from the Knicks this year, and I'm really looking forward to summer league. What I want to see from the Knicks this season is growth. I want to see the young players growing. I want to see some development. I want to see some foundational players. Foundational players, not meaning stars, just players that are going to be here for like 10 years. Foundational players. I hate to say it, but no, I love to say it. Charlie Ward was a foundational player. You knew he was going to be here. I didn't love him as a player, but he was a foundational player. Oakley, when they signed Oakley or made that trade for him, he became a foundational player. He became a rock of one of the, so out of this new group of players, we need to develop some foundational players. R.J. Barrett should be one. Kevin Knox should be one. We need to develop some players that we're not going to move and we're going to build around. Because if you look at this team right now, you know what it really looks like? It looks like they built around the point guard. The system looked like it's built around a pick and roll system. When you get those players, not a bunch of big plotting centers, not back to the basket centers, it looks like they might be playing like a 4-1 or whatever you want to call it. It looks like they're going to be playing more of a spread offense. That's a good idea. That's the NBA for today. Ball movement, spread offense. But I really want to see R.J. Barrett at the point guard. I just want to see it. I just want to see it. Defensively, that would be a problem. You would have to put it like this. If you put R.J. Barrett at point guard, you would have to put like Ntilikina at shooting guard, which is not great. Not great at all, because he needs to be a really good three-point shooter if he's going to play next to him. But defensively, that could work. That's how it would work. We don't know with Ntilikina with his hamstring, he's made him been shooting all year. And let me tell you, that again evens the playing field. When you can shoot, it evens the playing field. So hopefully he's been working on his shooting, because we know his defense is there. So if you can slot him in at the 2, RJ Barrett at the 1, you got 6'7", 205-pound point guard in RJ Barrett. 6'6", 200-pound, whatever he is. I don't know his exact weight. Ntilikina at the shooting guard. Then if you want to go defense, you could put Bullock. You could leave Bullock at the 3. He's 6'7". Then you got Randall at the 4, and then you got Mitchell at the 5. Yes, I put Knox on the bench because you need defense. So now you got RJ Barrett, who's going to score and penetrate and dominate all these little guards in the league. He's going to be aggressive about it if he's good enough to play that position. This is just me thinking forward, too forward, but hey, why not? Because they're going to be talking about this soon anyway. Or there'll just be times where he handles the ball. Or most likely they're going to go with Dennis Smith, RJ Barrett, Kevin Knox, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. This is what everybody probably wants to see. I'm going to tell you like this. Fizdale don't owe nobody nothing. He's on the clock. His record is ticking. If he plays all 5 veterans, I will not be mad at him. Players got to earn their right. They got to develop. You got to give them a chance to develop. You got to tell them, be aggressive, make aggressive mistakes. But like me, I would only sit a player down for being tentative. If a player's being tentative, I'm going to sit you down. Because tentative mistakes is just the worst. But if you're being aggressive, that's why I get mad at Ntilikina. He needs to be aggressive. Be aggressive. You're 6'6". When you got a 6'2" guy going on you, I don't care what the play is. I'm taking him. Now, I'm going to stop and digress from there, because this in the NBA, you can't just break fucking plays like that. So let me not talk. I'm talking too much shit now. But anyway, this has been Knicks Home Court with your host. My name is Greg Armstrong. I'll be back at you soon with another video about the Summer League. Peace.